Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Plugged In on TV Kojiko. I'm your host Melanie DeVoe, and I'm absolutely thrilled with today's edition because two very old friends of mine, or maybe I shouldn't say old, two longtime friends of mine are joining me in the studio today. They are the co-founders of Transition to Betterness. They probably really don't need an introduction in Windsor-Essex County, but I will introduce them anyway. On my immediate left is Tanya Sorge, and next to her, Doris Lepico.
Hi, Mel.
Welcome.
Hey, Mel.
I'm so thrilled to have you here. This has been going on a long time. So thrilled to see that it's just gotten bigger and bigger. But let's start at the beginning. Give us a little history lesson for people who might be new to the area. Tanya, why don't you tell us, how did T2B get started?
T2B started over a cup of tea. Doris and I met, and over a conversation we started talking about our families and how both of our husbands went through cancer in their families, both of them having lost their moms at the time. So Doris and I talked about our experiences in the hospital, and Doris said, you know, my husband is in construction and we wanted to get in there and we wanted to make a difference. So Doris and I talked a little bit about that being the first step. And Doris made a funny. She said, you know what, Tanya, she goes, I always wanted to do it. She goes, but I can't do a fundraiser. She goes, I'm just not organized enough. So I raised my hand up and I said, well, I'm a teacher, let me help you. And so it started from there. We had our first event, and at that time it was just a dinner and a dance at the Kubota Club. I want to say about 400 people. We invited our wedding lists. It was a big joke that we got married. And from that time on, we raised $30,000 the first year, and it just kept happening every year. It became something that was something that people looked forward to, a dinner, a dance, a nice night out. And together with the community, we've raised up to $5 million over the years.
Congratulations, that's incredible. And we'll talk about some of the programs that have benefited from that $5 million as well. But I want to ask you, Doris, when you and Tanya first sat down and decided to start this, did you think you would still be doing it almost 16 years down the road? And has it changed a lot from that original vision that you had?
It's changed because so many other people got involved. Tanya and I have a great story, and it blossomed our friendships. But to see what recruited in the community, to see this grassroots volunteer base, supporters, where, you know, everything we did was tangible, and they loved that. They were able to see, wow, I raised $1,000 and it's going to get me 100 frozen yogurts. And we didn't know back then. We didn't wake up one day and say, we're going to be really good at this. We really didn't. And to see it fall on our lap, but then start realizing, wow, there's a need. We can't walk away from this. So Tanya and I have been probably the biggest volunteers because we've been so dedicated to it, but we definitely are not the only volunteers. It's grown so much in terms of board, you know, grants and that we're working with where they're trying to understand our format. You know, this has become historical, even to see this kind of money. There's other groups in Toronto and other places in Canada that are looking at us as such a force in Windsor, saying, this is brilliant fundraising. You went to the people, and that's what we're really proud of. Did we know that back then? No.
That also speaks to the generosity of the people in Windsor-Essex County, doesn't it? I'm always astonished that year after year, no matter what our financial situation is in this community, people give. It's so incredible.
Absolutely.
We were untouched. We were untouched by the economic situation in our city because people are so linked to what we do.
And we're value-oriented. That's one thing. Windsor likes to have fun. And you know what? We look back and we may have not got these crazy grants and we were running around. We had to fundraise through events. But guess what? That kept us in the community eye. And so, you know, $500 here, $20,000, it all adds up, and that's what we're proud about the most, I think.
If I can add to that too, Mel, I think what's really nice about being event-driven and having that community partnership is we build relationships with people. So all of a sudden, their stories are our stories, and vice versa. We all share what our experiences have been, and through those conversations and through those times that we spend together, we learn about what else is needed in our community. What more can we do?
It started again, something that people really related to and really liked, that they saw where the donor dollars were going.
And of course, then it expanded from there into all kinds of other projects and programs, right?
We have a lot of great programs, hospital-based programs, outside community partners. We house programs at hospice, at Windsor Regional, at Hotel Dieu. There's a lot of different things happening everywhere, and we're reaching out to as many patients and their families as we can.
What are some of your favorite projects that maybe you didn't foresee in the beginning that you've been able now to help out along the way?
Well, my favorite project definitely is the different projects at the hospital themselves, the music therapy, the comfort cart, and the comfort blanket program. I just love that, and I know Doris shares the same, that we're reaching out to families and patients in a very personal way. So you're in the hospital, you're spending all this time, here's some food. It's comfort needs. Here's a blanket, you know, make you feel cozy, make you feel like you're somewhat at home. And the art therapy is just something close to my heart because I work with children. So the idea of helping children in need just really tugs at my heart personally.
What's the concierge program?
Afshin, who works for us, is heading it up, and she's doing a wonderful job there. She basically has a T2B station, a desk set up right on the oncology floor, and she is there to meet all the needs of the patients as much as possible. As an example, we give out parking passes, newspapers, magazines, our blankets run through there, different things that they would need that maybe they can't attain because they're in the hospital or because their family and loved ones are spending so much time with them. Afshin will make it happen for them to the best of her ability.
Could you use some money for that project?
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, donate. How do people donate if they'd like to? Because if you're watching right now, I mean, you can call, watching our show Plugged In.
Absolutely, they can call the office. I'm sure that you'll put that number up on the screen for us, Mel, I hope.
Of course.
And as well, they can donate online. We have our PayPal program set up online, so either way would be great. Or drop in
Calls
and visit
are
us.
great. The last time we did Plugged In, I was just saying that before, Meloche Windows, we got a call from them, hey, we want to do a room. So this is what works. It gets to the people. Our message gets there. And that's why Tanya and I get so excited about these type of programs, because you'd be surprised how many people do call. It's not just I'll flash it. They actually call, which is a great thing.